Welcome everybody to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Colin McEwen. In today's show, I'm here on the Bow River in Alberta. This is Alberta's Blue Ribbon Premier Fishery. I mean, this is it. This is one of the most outstanding fisheries in the world. I'm going to be joining Gord Kennedy from West Wind's Fly Shop, and we're going to be talking about the versatility that anglers need to have to fish a river like this. It's going to be a fascinating show. We're going to be talking about different tackle techniques, where the fish hold, why, and a little bit about the history of the Bow River. It's going to be a great show. Stay with us.
The New Fly Fisher is sponsored by the Atlantic Salmon Federation, Bank of Montreal MasterCard, Ducks Unlimited, Canada's conservation company, Teton Fly Reels, Hodgman Outdoor Products. Gord Kennedy is the owner of West Wind's Fly Shop in Calgary. He is a respected guide with considerable experience fishing the Bow River. What I truly enjoy about my time with Gord is his candor, sense of humor, and endless desire to pass on information about his true passion in life, fly fishing. On this beautiful September day, we floated down the Bow using a pattern that imitates the aquatic insect known as water boatman. For me, it has always been a dream to one day fish the legendary Bow River for its strong and aggressive trout, and I was really glad to be sharing it with Gord.
The Bow, as we know it, starts at Bow Lake, which is up north of Lake Louise, winds its way down through past Lake Louise, down through Banff, and then heads east across the prairies. The upper Bow does contain fish, but not near the quality or number of fish that are contained below the city of Calgary. In the early 80s, the city used to use phosphates to treat their sewage, and that's like throwing liquid fertilizer in the river, and created substantial weed growth, created habitat for insects, created food for big fish. The fish in the river are all wild. The last hatchery stocking the Bow was in the early 50s. The brown trout were stocked once, basically by accident. Banff National Park had a hatchery of their own, and they were taking a wagon up to one of their lakes just south and west of Banff. The wagon got stuck in a creek called Carrot Creek, broke the axle, so the driver, rather than let the fish die, just released the fish into Carrot Creek, and the rest is history. Yeah, it's kind of a nice story. These are wild fish. That differentiates the Bow probably from any fishery in North America. These, they're hatched, raised, reared in the system, and these fish have survival instinct that, a 17, 18-inch fish will just usually kick most fishermen's butt, and probably the biggest fish that most fishermen will ever fish for.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, faster retrieved in it.
Out of the lake. There's one.
I got him. That's a little
wrong
guy.
one. There's the big guy just
Yeah.
goes above him.
Okay.
They just can't be treated.
No. I'm happy to hook him.
Yeah, I'm convinced that's the bug they want.
Oh, just broke it.
Yeah.
We got it on? No, he got off. Just check that.
Fish let go.
Fish let go. I think the fish, what is the score now, like 5-0? They're kicking my butt today.
Yeah. Cheer for the...
Oh, got him.
Good one?
Not real big, but it's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad fish.
There we go.
16.
Finally.
Real big fish.
Rainbow?
Yep, a rainbow.
Oh, nice.
Not
John.
happy either.
No. So we should explain a little bit about what we did there. You had me cast about 6 feet above where he was rising
Yeah.
and bury the retrieves.
With the water boatman, I mean, it doesn't just idle in the river, it actually swims. When it goes back in after its mating thing and it makes a little splash, they just head for the safe territory. They actually swim, so you just can't dead drift them, you got to keep them moving. A lot of people do that. Well, they make the mistake of first not fishing a fly, and then secondly, they don't know how to fish it. Strip it with good retrieves, just like if you're trying to get back to the big city and look for your apartment, you go in a hurry. You just don't hang around. If you do hang around, you're food.
You want to release him for me there, Gord?
Yep.
I'll bring him into you. I think he's ready.
Yep, he looks. Damn weeds. That's not a bad fish. Comes a pop up, baby. Pretty fish. Thank you, bud.
The water boatman is one of 100 species within its family order and is noted for the large paddle-like appendages that are used for swimming through the water. Water boatmen do not have gills and thus require the need to resurface to breathe. Adults will leave the water to fly, and when returning to the river will often splash down, carrying an air bubble beneath the surface with which to breathe. Both their splashy entrance into the water combined with their jerky swimming movements are relatively easy for anglers to simulate. Unlike the backswimmer insect, water boatmen are a favored food source for trout. We're doing a cast, and what Gord is having me do is fish to the pockets and seams of both the current and the weed. So as you were saying, Gord, the fish, this is what, a luxury hotel you said?
Yeah.
Or condos for them?
Condos, yeah, the weeds. You couldn't design a better hangout.
And they just basically sit there, pick things off going by in the current as well as what's in the weeds?
Fish are extremely energy efficient. They let everything, it's like being weighted on hand and foot. They don't chase very much, and they let everything come to them. So they get hung out on a current seam or a back eddy or something, just lay there and all the food comes to them.
By mid-afternoon, the fishing had really slowed down for us, and it was obvious we needed to change tactics. Gord immediately recommended we switch to a hopper and dropper rig in order to effectively fish both the surface and subsurface. The annual hatch of grasshoppers in western Canada and the U.S. is a favored time by large fish to source plentiful and substantive meals on the surface. When the conditions are right, especially in August and September, there are lots of grasshoppers of all types falling into the river. Anglers should key into this opportunity with their pattern selections and fishing techniques.
I think it's a better fish. Okay, I'll go over the shore here. This is starting to retrieve it. Good. Oh, nice fish. Keep a good bend on that, that's all.
He saw you there, Gordon. He doesn't think you're very pretty for some reason. Hey, no.
Turn him that way. You lift his head up. Get his head out of the water. Turn him.
Yeah, get him up. Close.
Yeah, when I get the net behind him, he'll just drop.
Okay. Now this is what we came for. And the head shakes this guy's giving.
Not a hat, cat.
No.
Still cheering for the fish, though.
Okay. Cranking.
Just lift his head up.
Lifting head up. Oh. Outstanding.
Not too shabby.
No.
Wild fish. Born and raised in the system. Fish are so big because of the base food that's available. We have more insects per square meter than any river, except maybe the Bighorn River in Montana. Gary Borges says that the mass in this river is just basically second to none. You watch these fish all summer, and they're eating all the time, and there's just we get caddis hatches in the spring that last literally all day, pale morning dun hatches that last, tricos hatches. There's always something going on that these fish can feed on. The growth rate, they come out of the high wood at about 6 to 7 inches. Those fish are probably 15 inches or bigger within the next 12 months of living in the river. Absolutely unique. The two main species that we fish for as guides are the brown trout and the rainbow trout. And the brown trout's kind of an interesting story. Originally we had two browns in here, a German brown and a Loch Levin brown. The German brown had the big red spots. The Loch Levin is a golden amber color with big black spots. These two have interbred kind of. We sort of have a unique brown to the Bow River. It's a Loch Levin German cross, and I've seen them up approaching 30 inches eating dry flies. I mean, it's hard to comprehend a fish that big eating tiny mayflies, but they do. Whoa, he's not too happy with you. This time of year, and even earlier, starting probably mid-July, and we fish it right to the end of the season, is a rig called the hopper dropper. And what this is a grasshopper pattern or a stonefly pattern or anything big that floats, sofa pillows. We'll tie a double surgeon's knot, cut the tags, hang the hopper off of one tag, and depending on the time of year or the water conditions, like we're quite low water conditions now, so our dropper's not quite as deep. So the hopper's sitting on the surface, like a terrestrial that's, waterbound, it shouldn't be there. And underneath we hang a bead head, be it a prince or hare's ear, any kind of bead head to get down. What happens is this hopper's floating down the river, the bead head's dropping beneath it, and it becomes like a little jig system. They're moving together. So a lot of times the fish sees the hopper or the stonefly or whatever, and on his way up to grab it, spots the nymph and grabs it, or bypasses the nymph and grabs the hopper.
That fly just hit the water and he took it. He's going down the river
Get your
with us.
balance. You turn them upstream if you can. That's why.
Okay,
That's
trying to
good.
get him up.
Okay. Keep your balance, Colin.
Yeah, hold on. He's going upriver.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's a good fish.
Okay.
I love this sound, Gord. This is one of the nicest sounds on the bow.
Okay, I'm gonna let you out here.
Okay.
Okay, you walk.
You okay?
Yep, that's all gravel.
Ah, he's out there in the current. I'm trying to get him over here.
Yeah, don't get him down too. If we can get him down that corner out of the... Just maybe stand your ground, Colin. Just go down to the point that we don't want him down to those weeds.
What's that?
Yeah, just stand your ground there.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll turn him into the weeds not down here.
Yeah. I got him up here, right here.
Yeah, I'm just going to go in below him here. Just keep turning him. Just turn him again.
Pretty decent tail, and looks like
Yeah.
a rainbow, is it?
Yeah, rainbow. We just got to get him back in this way.
Okay.
Okay, just turn him again.
This way, down towards you.
He's going to see me and bugger right off. There he goes. Turn him.
Thanks, good. Right where you said he was going to be, just before that turn. And the last cast I made, it just hit.
We just lost that fish on the nymph, but when we were sitting here landing your fish, I noticed one rising right above us here. It's not a real dry fly rise, it's like a subsurface rise. Try and throw this October caddis at him, you know, big steak for a big fish. Hopefully, who knows? Let's try and find out.
Okay.
See that?
Yep. Barely see him though. I mean, that was. Oh, look at him there. Yeah. On my rod?
I'll just throw that other little beadhead emerger on.
Okay.
That fish was just showing us a dorsal fin and tail, wasn't eating a dry fly. Tried to feed him, but he wouldn't eat it, so see if we can get him to eat just a little nymph just below the surface.
There you go.
Got him.
Well done. First cast. Oh, beautiful rainbow.
Okay, here he comes.
Okay. Well, I think he saw me and he doesn't think much of my looks.
Come on, bud. Water boatman, too. Okay, enough of this.
Oh,
job.
nice. Oh, look at the colors on this one. Look at the colors. Get that hook out.
Sweetheart.
Took it right in the top lip.
Right in the snout.
Just
Pops right out.
Should. There we go. Ooh, that is a nice fish.
Beautiful.
Sweetie. Little
Look at the
buck.
color.
Little male kype starting here.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. Good net job.
Okay.
This.
Got that. Tickle.
Well done.
To learn more about the patterns we use today or about our series, please visit us on the World Wide Web at www.thenewflyfisher.com.
Well, we've just had an incredible day here on the Bow. The fishing was fabulous, and the key was versatility. We started the day with a certain intent, and we had to change because the fishing wasn't the way we thought it was going to be. The fish were not in the places we thought they were going to be, and as Gord explained through the show, you have to really remain versatile in the way you present your flies, the tackle, the techniques, patterns, etc. If you do that, you'll be successful. The Bow River is a wonderful fishery, and I strongly recommend you check it out sometime. From all of us here at the New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.